I had a second dream, but this one hit me, and I was like, "Bro, why me? You know, why me?" And I was dreaming I was on a hill. I saw Jesus again.
On the
So
high
when
mountain?
yeah, on a high mountain, I was sitting on a bench and I was looking at the sky, at the sun, and he came to the bench. He sit next to me, and at that moment, no, it felt like I was sitting to next to a friend or next to a father. You know, someone you respect, someone you love. And then the thing that really hit me, he was washing my shoes.
He did
He
what
was
again?
washing.
That make me
He
cry.
was
He did what?
he was washing my shoes.
Did you guys hear that? He's on a high mountain. Jesus sitting on a bench with him, and Jesus starts washing his feet.
When he was doing that, I was like, no, why are you doing that? And he was just looking at me, you know, he was smiling at me, and he didn't say a word, not one word, and he was just smiling at me, and I was like my feelings, it was like, oh, why me? Because I know it was Jesus, I knew it. I'm not stupid, so I was like, no, why me? And he took my leg, and he was washing my shoes, and so I just let him, you know, because he wanted to do it. I was looking at him and I was like, I was crying. Yeah, he wanted to do it, and I was crying, you know.
You were crying, huh? When he was
Yeah.
when he was washing your feet, you were crying?
Yeah, and I was crying, and I told him like, why me? And he was just looking at me, and then he stood up and he touched my shoulder, and he was like walking away. And I woke up again, and I was like, she has to know this. And I thought, like,
Before you tell her, did she show you something from the Bible or no?
she did. But that's why when I woke up, I was crying too, because so I woke up and I called her, and she was. I told her everything, you know. I told her again everything, and she was like, now you have to go. She was telling me like, go to the church. I was telling her, like, I was like, look, I want to go. I really want to go, but at this moment where I live in Belgium, we don't have like we have Belgian churches, and it's like a community. They don't let people like in, and I don't know why, but they don't let people in. She was saying like, you can't come to my Assyrian church because what you saw in your dream, you know, it's in the Bible. Jesus, he was washing his I think his disciple, his shoes.
Can I read it for you?
Yeah, sure.
John chapter 13 verses 3-7. Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come forth from God and was going back to God, got up from supper, they're eating, laid aside his garments, and taking a towel, he tied it around himself. Then he poured water into a wash basin, began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel which he had tied around himself. So now notice your reaction. It's the reaction of Simon Peter, one of the 12. So he came to Simon Peter. He said to him, Lord, are you going to wash my feet? See?
Yeah.
So it was just like your reaction.
Yeah.
Jesus answered and said to him, what I am doing, you do not realize now, but you'll understand afterwards. Now watch Peter's reaction. Peter said to him, you will never wash my feet, because he's like, you're my Lord. How? Ever. Now look what Jesus said. He insisted. Jesus answered him, if I do not wash you, you have no part with me. Simon Peter said to him, Lord, not only my feet, but also my hands and my head. Jesus said to him, he who has bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely clean. And you are clean, but not all of you, because Judas was there who betrayed him. For he knew the one who was betraying him. For this reason, he said, not all of you are clean. Now watch what he says. This is what you saw. You're seeing the Bible in your dreams. John chapter 13, verses 3-17. So when he had washed their feet. And taking his garments and reclined at the table again, he said to them, do you know what I have done to you? Now watch. You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. If I, then, I, who am the Lord and teacher, wash your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I gave you an example that you also should do as I did to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a slave is not greater than his master. So I'm your master, you're my slave. You're not greater than me.
Yes.
Nor is one who is sent greater than the one who sent him. I send you. If you know these things, you are blessed if you do them. So act like me. Do what I did. As I washed your feet, wash each other's feet. See, that's what happened to you.
So, like, she was telling me, like, you know, like, now you have to go. You have no choice, you know. I know God exists, and I know Jesus exists, because he came to me in my dream 2 times, and his face didn't change, his clothes didn't change, and you know, when you dream, like,
yeah, exactly. If it's your imagination, it's not the same, but this was the same. And not that, he's doing stuff that I showed you from the Bible, and you didn't know the Bible, right?
And I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know.
Have you read the Bible?
No, I didn't read I didn't read
And
the Bible.
notice what you saw is in the Bible. I showed it to you.
Yeah. So all this together, I was like, I'm a coward. You know, why don't I go to the church? And then I forget about it. You know, I'm honest, and I'm ashamed for that. I forget about it because you know, friends have a lot of how do you call it?
Influence.
Yeah, influence.
You know why? Can I show you a verse? See, I'm going to show you everything you're seeing is in the Bible.
Yeah.
Now, friends, right? Okay, watch here.
Yeah.
Another verse from the Bible. See, the Bible is God's word. It's supernatural. 1 Corinthians 15,
Yeah.
33. Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals.
Yeah. See,
Bad company will corrupt you, make you bad.
so I'm not going to the third dream.
Yeah.
And remember, the first dream and the second dream, they're like, you know, peaceful. You know, Jesus came to me, like, you know, he washed my feet, he gave me food, he